Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk about the book Pachad Yitchak, which blends history, theology, and the modern psychology. Today we'll explain a powerful cryptic phrase that holds immense significance in Jewish thought, a phrase so important that both its biblical name for God and the title of its foundational work of modern Jewish philosophy. That phrase is Pachad Yitchak, which in Hebrew literally means the fear of Isaac. The first and oldest meaning of Pachad Yitchak comes directly from the book of Genesis. Context in the Bible, the term appears twice during a confrontation between Jacob and his father Laban, from Genesis 31:42 to 31:53. As Jacob makes a solemn vow, he swears not just by the God of his fathers, but specifically by the fear of his father Isaac. Why this unique, distinct name for the divine? Interpretation of Torah of the Akedah. Traditional Jewish commentators, including Rashi, Onkelos, and Rabbeinu Bachaya, link this phrase directly to the most terrifying moment in Isaac's life, the Akedah, or the binding of Isaac, Genesis 22. When Isaac was bound upon the altar ready to be sacrificed by his own father, he experienced an existential, life-defining terror, pachad. The word pachad itself means fear, dread, or terror, an emotion deeper than simple reverence. This encounter with the war-demanding holiness of the majesty of God became the defining feature of Isaac's personal relationship with the divine. Therefore, Pachad Isaac is understood as a title for God, meaning the one whom Isaac feared or awed. It captures the unique, intense, and defining reverence Isaac felt for the divine protector he encountered on that altar. Number 2, the work of Rabbi Yitzchak Hutner. The second primary meaning refers to a major work of the 20th century Jewish thought. The author in his work, Pachad Yitchak, is the acclaimed title of a multi-volume series authored by Rabbi Yitzchak Hutner, who was born in 1906 and died in 1980. One of the most significant Orthodox Jewish thinkers and educators of his time, Rabbi Hutner, was the longtime head of the yeshiva of Rabbi Chaim Berlin in Brooklyn, New York, and later founded his own institution in Jerusalem, which he also named Yeshiva Pachad Yitzchak. The volumes themselves are compiled from his celebrated public discourse, Mamarim, and are organized around the Jewish calendar, covering festivals, high holidays, and other key times, mythology and legacy. Rabbi Hutner's thought is distinguished by a powerful and original synthesis. He masterfully weaves together four distinct and often disparate traditions: the Talmudic rigor of the Lithuanian yeshivas, the profound philosophical concept of the Maharal of Prague, the ethical insight of the Muslim movement, the mystical and inspirational depth of Hasidic thought. This synthesis results in a work known for its penetrating psychological insights, dramatic language, and thematic unity, which often explores the essential tension between the mundane and holy in Jewish life. The Pachad Yitchak is considered a cornerstone of modern intellectual thought, named by its author Rabbi Yitzchak Hutner after that ancient powerful name for God. It symbolized a demand for deep reverence and intellectual submission. A deep dive example of the paradox of Shavuot. To truly appreciate the depth of this work, let's look at one of Rabbi Hutner's core concepts for Shavuot, the holiday celebrating the giving of the Torah. Rabbi Hutner focuses on this tension between spiritual realities, the event versus the process. The event, the Matan Torah. Continuing to think of Shavuot as Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, this emphasizes the revelation of Mount Sinai as a singular, external, and terrifying historical event. The people simply acted upon receiving the Torah from its transcendent source. The question then becomes, if the Torah was given in one perfect cataclysmic event, why must we must struggle to study it every day? The process, Kinyan Torah. Rabbi Hutner argues that the true perennial theme of Shavuot is Kinyan Torah, the acquisition of the Torah. This emphasizes the daily, internal, intellectual, spiritual effort required to truly make the Torah one's own. Synthesis. The Pachad Yitzchak teaches that the original event of Sinai and Matan Torah is not immediately to make the people experts immediately. Instead, it conferred upon a nation a new intellectual capacity, a Torah soul. The revelation at Sinai, the event, functioned as a spiritual requisite. It sparked the potential for human brilliance, confirming the ability to study and constantly reacquire those laws of process throughout history. Therefore, Shavuot honors the lifelong effortful process of Kinyan Torah that was made possible by the original awesome Pachad Yitzchak, divine fear Mount Sinai. So the Pachad Yitzchak is a phrase that bridges the millennia. It connects a primal, fearful encounter with the patriarch Isaac with a 20th century intellectual synthesis to the man's profound internal commitment. Thank you for listening, and I wish you all the best. Bye.